Open Source Software by Arthur Caston and Shivaji Dhanabalan. The birth of open source software. Open source has been around as long as the net itself. It gained popularity along with P2P programs in the 90s. It drew attention from hackers everywhere since they were the most skilled at programming. New ideas emerged from the bottom up with the emergence of message boards. Users became greatly concerned with the customization of products and technologies. The one main driving force, though, behind the success of the open source movement is the large amount of time simply dedicated by those who enjoy its uses. Should software be free? Well, there are many obvious advantages for consumers, but software companies have to take the hit. With the ability to copy almost any program at home effortlessly, the industry must stop relying on expensive retail software to earn its profits. Clearly, new ideas are needed in the area, but agreements must first be reached on what can be considered free software. Along came Richard Stallman. Known as the founder of the Free Software Foundation, Richard Stallman has spent numerous years advocating for completely free software, not just open source. He feels companies have abused their power by charging outrageous prices for software which should be open to the public. He set out to create the first licensed free software operating system, known as the GNU Project. Stallman also believes software considered free should be allowed to be ran, studied, and changed as many times as the user pleases. So what's the catch? It may be hard to imagine people who would edit codes and post news online faithfully for the internet community, but there are already millions on the bandwagon. People all over the world have tapped into the large supply of resources and tools accessible through blogs and open source software. Businesses everywhere will have to rethink its strategies from marketing to manufacturing. Programmers and fanatics alike have the common incentive of always looking for better news and technology, which keeps the ball rolling. So what's the difference between free software versus open source software? Well, free software is sometimes considered the movement under which open source software falls as a development method. But there are some slight specific differences. Open source promoters fight to keep source codes public at all times, while free software advocates are less concerned with public availability. Businesses are beginning to explore the benefits of open source software as well as earn profits, something which is difficult to do using free software. So how can businesses take advantage of open source software? If there was ever any doubt, businesses across the world are now certain regarding the advantages to making use of open source software. Open source keeps users returning to build and refine products. This not only grabs the consumer's attention, but acts like an automated product test and development site as well, as users themselves expand on what's good and ignore what's not. This model also relieves businesses of the dire need to protect knowledge. Most importantly, open source software is becoming increasingly efficient for businesses economically, as money is saved by not hiring commercial developers and programmers.
Case study: Apple iPhone. The iPhone benefited from enabled open source development without prompt from the company itself. After much talk on forums and message boards, a simple interface to implement and distribute software called Installer was made available to software firms and lone programmers everywhere. Shortly after, Jay Freeman, aka Soric, released an open source version of this software, enabling the masses to easily submit applications or new features for the phone's operating system. A BSD subsystem was immediately released, and hundreds of utilities, customizations, games, and software of all kinds soon followed. Freeman also released a tool called Telesforio specifically to nurture the GNU operating system on the iPhone through open source mass collaboration. Jay Freeman says of the iPhone on his website, "For software, it is running a pared-down Mac OS X with its standard complement of a free BSD-based userland over a Darwin kernel. While some people wonder why anyone would attempt to use it as a Unix workstation, to me and many others it seems ludicrous not to. Even if someone disagrees with a specific implementation decision, by gathering information on how to port applications and libraries to this platform in one place, we should be able to lower the cost of getting even more quality software onto all of our devices." Apple did indeed release an app store which functioned nearly identically to the open source software. Many of the formerly free programs developed on the open source system became a part of the official for-profit store. This is a perfect example of how open source collaboration can explore the possibilities of a new product, be it software or hardware, in great depth in a fairly short time, and provide a framework for a company to create a new version of their product integrating new features.